collective action. It doesn't have to start that big. Hey, I noticed some cars really speeding down this block.
This was a great video for me to watch because it made me realize that there's a way that I can connect to my neighbors, and start building community with my neighbors, which I've been struggling to figure out how to do because I am new to this neighborhood and have a lot of social anxiety. I was thinking about going and knocking on some neighbors' doors, but my social anxiety did get the better of me this time. It's also like 20 degrees outside. But I have been utilizing the apps that connect community locally, and I decided to go on Nextdoor and make a post. Literally last night, I got so annoyed by the massive potholes on my street that I went and found a form online where you can fill out and report a pothole for them to fill in. And I was like, okay, I can share this link and the phone number option with people in my local area and ask for the community to help. Having more numbers is more effective most of the time. And I just posed it that way. I was like, hey, we have a lot of potholes that are getting bigger every day, posing a danger to vehicles. It's a cut-through road that a lot of people use. I made a report, and they're more likely to take us more seriously if more people do. So if you have a moment, here's the form you can fill out. And I gave details that the form needed so that people who don't even know the road could fill in the form in detail. And I included the phone number if people are brave enough to make phone calls, which I'm not unless I'm really angry or advocating for somebody else. Nextdoor has really been a great way for me to connect with my local community while still navigating my social anxiety and rejection dysphoria. I posted last week about needing old electronics or metal because my brother and I do scrap metal, and we got so many responses and made several connections that we can keep ongoing. Ended up, hanging out with an old teacher of my mom's who offered to make us moonshine and raises squirrels and groundhogs, so we got to hang out with squirrels and groundhogs. And I use the Freebie Alerts app that aggregates free posts. So I've gotten food and electronics and tools. You can get anything off of there, and that is community care. Just because you have social anxiety, just because you don't know your neighbors and are scared or worried about trying to meet them or breaking the ice, doesn't mean there aren't options. At some point, we do have to take our work offline. But I don't want that to deter you, just like I didn't want that to deter me. I found a way to make the task accessible for me. Made a really good post online, and that is community connection. And it's a stepping stone for me to maybe be able to connect with people in person in the future. And it's getting something done with the community. It's doing communal action, collective action, without posing it that way, without posing it as communism or socialism. I live in a southern conservative area. People aren't necessarily open to it when you kind of pose it in that way. But people want to take care of each other. People want to help. People want to get stuff done. You just have to find your way into helping them do that, getting them to do that. This seems small, but if you watch the video that I stitched, he makes the point that, you have to start small sometimes, or not everybody can do everything. That's the point of his video. Do what you can do. And something like this can show people that collective action can make a difference, that working together can make a difference. I'm interested to see if more people do make reports, because I feel like they will. People on Nextdoor tend to be community driven and want to be involved. And I'm interested to see how quickly the potholes get filled now that I've made this sort of call to action. It's a local call to action, but it could be something that could be inspiring. And then I already feel inspired, which means that I have energy going forward to do something like this again. And maybe when it gets warmer, or I get more confident and brave, or have a moment where my social anxiety isn't screwing me over, I can go and talk to my neighbors in person, introduce myself, talk to them about a problem in the neighborhood, offer things for my garden, that kind of thing. Think about the problems that need solved. Think about the things that are accessible to you to solve. Think about the problems you could solve better together and how you can make that connection to get that done. Don't let anxiety or isolation stand in your way. We live in an amazing time where we can connect over the internet. And again, we shouldn't do everything over the internet, but it's an incredible tool that allows us to connect in ways that we've never been able to before. Don't take it for granted. So next day update, actually, I checked the post on Nextdoor like an hour after making this video, and I had like 2 interactions or something. But as soon as I opened the app on my feed, somebody else made a post, and I was curious at first. I was like, oh, somebody else is posting about potholes, and then I saw my name in the like second sentence, and this lady was like, there's a huge sinkhole, she called it, I haven't seen it, on this specific road, and she said her efforts are falling on deaf ears, as she said, per Leanna's post, if you can contact these people, and she included the link as well, and more people have been interacting with hers, because that's the road she's mentioning is a much busier road in my area, and it's near a school. But it was just like, I was already inspired by making the post and realizing that I had the tools, resources, time, energy to do that, and that I believed in its possibility of like making connection. And I was already inspired and excited, and then I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I inspired somebody else, and like the guy whose video I stitched, he inspired me, and then I inspired somebody else, and like stuff is already getting done. Like, even if the potholes aren't filled yet, they're more likely to be because of this, and this is inspiring other people to, like, my action inspired other people to take action, and like that is the whole point. You have to start small. Because like our interpersonal connections inspire everything. Like, you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of so much more. If you're not taking care of like yourself, if you're not taking care of the people around you, if you're not connecting on interpersonal levels, then like it's really hard to like take care of the big stuff, it's too early for me to be really articulate about this. I've only had 1 cup of coffee, but please figure out what you can do, figure out what you can use, figure out how you can make community care, mutual aid, collective action accessible to you. Take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, your family, your friends. Figure out how you can help your neighbors, connect with your neighbors, take care of your neighbors, take care of stuff in your community that can inspire action and change in the bigger community, the global community. One of my favorite metaphors is, one pebble in the water doesn't just cause one reaction. It causes ripples that grow and grow and grow. Like, that's the butterfly effect. But like, 1 drop of water is 1 drop of water, but a bunch of drops of water can be a waterfall. Do you know what I mean? Just be the strongest drop of water you can be, and find other drops of water that you can work with, and we're gonna have a waterfall.